This is a 1972 Camaro, and it's a really great driver. I'm gonna take it for a quick spin, and then I'll show you around the car. Gotta watch my neighbors, they don't like me romping on it, but kickdown works good. All the gauges work right. This is mechanically, the car's been gone through over the past few years. Had an engine rebuild done. Had the gauges replaced. Just a really great engine, still warming up a little bit. Idle's a little high. There we go. Kick it down a little bit. Fantastic sounding exhaust. So really nice, aggressive. Actually, I bought this, picked this car up down in Florida, and we drove it home, and I almost never drive my vehicles home. It's got a perfect muscle car tone, and it was actually not too loud driving it home. Turned the heater on, rolled the windows up. It got cold at night when we were driving, and ran great. It does have a aftermarket billet grill on it, and because of that they had to put hood pins on it. Engine runs fantastic. Shut the car off here. The engine just runs absolutely fantastic. Like I said, we drove it home. In fact, I let my 19-year-old daughter take turns driving with me and her driving it while pulling another vehicle with a trailer. So this thing just runs great. One of the things, like I said, though, it does have the hood pins on the hood because it's got this billet aluminum grill. Makes it almost impossible to get to the factory latch. So the latch was deleted. I'm gonna put these pins back in real quick. So not my favorite option, but in fact, it's probably time to put some brand new hood pins on there, just make it look a little bit cleaner and nicer. So this is you know, what we would call a really sharp 20-footer from across the parking lot, and even, I mean, when I walk around it like this with the camera, I'm about 15 feet away. The car looks great with only a few noticeable blemishes from 10 to 15 feet away. Just going to do one quick walk around first, and then I'll come back to it. The body is very straight. There's no rust on the car. The paint is older, and it does have some imperfections in it. The stripes actually look really great. You could probably get away with only repainting the red if you really wanted to. And honestly, you could really get away with doing a few $100s worth of touch-ups to the car, because overall, from bumper to bumper, it's a very presentable driver. It does have a few flaws. There's a little crack here, and then there's a definite crack in the paint here. There's no rust underneath it, just a little paint pop, probably with some humidity got under. And then another spot here, we probably got knocked by a boot or something getting in and out of the car. Those are the main ones. Over here, just a tiny little paint chip there. I think those are the main spots. There was one little spot here too, could be touched up here on the front. So also I noticed just now getting into it, a little spot up here, just where it looks just a little blemished up on the top. Like I said, not perfect, but I mean, this isn't, you know, a $37,000 Camaro either. This is an affordable under $20,000 Camaro. This thing runs really great. Like I said, we drove it back from Jacksonville, Florida. It drives great. It's got a nice set of American racing wheels, brand new tires on it. These tires are literally, they have just maybe a couple hundred miles on them. So the interior of the car is very presentable, but not, like I said, not perfect. It's a little notch taken out of the edge there on the plastic that could be replaced, but this is going to make somebody, I think, as is, a great looking driver overall. The seats are all in good shape, and I would actually think about tackling them with some vinyl dye. I thought about doing it, but I just didn't want to go there. Didn't know what the next guy wants to do. You know, this is one of those cars that's good enough to drive right now and let the next guy come along and do what he wants to with it. One of my favorite features though, I spent some money and I put in a custom stereo, and it just sounds fantastic. It's got a 10-inch subwoofer in the back. It's got 2 speakers hidden up underneath the dash, one here and one here, and it's got 4 6x9s in the back rear tray, and it just sounds freaking awesome. Plenty of bass. I mean, it's just a rockin' stereo system. Of course, I picked a song with a really long intro. Anyways, just wanted to show that really quick. Brand new Pioneer CD player with the auxiliary that goes into it. I've got my iPhone hooked up into it right now. This is another blemish. Unfortunately, the top of the ashtray is broken here, so that does need to be replaced. Other than that, though, the dash is actually new. It does have a carbon fiber inset, and all of the gauges are new, and they all do work. The fuel gauges, we were having a hard time getting it to read accurately. We would drop the tank, hook up the sending unit, it would read fine. Put the tank up, it wouldn't read fine anymore. Drop it, try it again, it would read fine. Put it back up, it wouldn't read fine again. So just one of those kind of old car things, you know. So like I said, it's got a Rockford Fosgate 300 watt sub punch in the back with that, and it's all been carpeted. It's nicely done, nice custom carpet in the back. 10-inch sub, and this is actually built in. If you go, it goes all the way back and is built into the car, so it really fits in there real nice. You can take it out very easily, but it still leaves room in the trunk for luggage and things like that for travel. The bumpers, chrome on the bumpers looks really good. They don't look brand new, but they do look really good. Windows roll up and down like they're supposed to. Windshield wipers do work. All the electronics work. The lights work. Tail lights, turn signals, all that. Underneath the car, you got a little bit of red overspray from the paint job. You got some nice clean floor panels. If you really wanted to go all out, you could do a detail under here, get it up on a lift. Maybe do some Pour 15 or something. The e-brake is not hooked up, and that is the e-brake cable hanging down right there. That's the only thing. It is an automatic. And those are real Flowmaster exhaust. True Flowmaster dual exhaust there. So the old tank, of course, has some overspray. Looks a little crusty. That could be, you know, cleaned. You see that come off. Clean that and paint that if you wanted to detail this out. But the nice thing is no rust. That's what we're really concerned about here. Anything can be cleaned, you know, wire wheeled and detailed. Undercoating is nice, protects things from the rust, makes everything look nice and clean. So an afternoon in the garage, up on the lift, like I said, but take a look at these floor pans. They appear to be the original floor pans. They're completely 100% rust free. One of the great things too is I showed you some blemishes in the paint, especially on the passenger side, but I only see what I would consider to be kind of driver quality paint blemishes. I don't see any rust bubbles. I don't see any, you know, major Bondo issues or anything like that. The car's straight, it's sleek. It is a 100% rust-free car. I haven't found any rust on it at all. This is going to be a great driver for somebody. Like I said, all the electrical works. I think the upgraded billet front end looks really cool. It does have the split bumpers on it. It's not probably not an original split bumper car, but the split bumper kit on it looks really sharp. So like I said, one of the things I've got actually on my website is I tell people, and I always tell people all the time, don't drive a classic car home. Don't drive a classic car home. We almost never do it just because $5 part can put you on the side of the road. That's the main reason. But we picked this up in Jacksonville, Florida, drove it 6 hours home at night, stereo cranking, not one flaw. The car runs 180 degrees, cranks every time, runs great. Like I said, I let my 19-year-old daughter drive it and she had a blast. Tons of thumbs up, lots of attention. I love the factory cowl hood too. It looks really great sticking up. So this is a fantastic driver, mechanically great. And I think if you were going to try and take this car to the next level, maybe a paint job or even just a couple $100 and some touch-ups, and you have a great looking driver just to fix those few spots, and then maybe do something, clean up the interior. A professional dye job, honestly, there's no rips or tears. The vinyl's all in great shape, so you could do that, or you could go with brand new interior kit. But this car really doesn't need anything to be driven, just like it is. Runs great and super reliable mechanically. Killer stereo system. This thing's ready to go.